For your insight on the call here, because heat number 5 is underway of the seeding round. Wilson, J.Duru, J.Willcox. Wilson speeding down the line. Last year's world runner-up, tagging a big section. Whipping it off the top to finish. And now seeing the start of Willcox, representing Western Australia. There's a big vertical. Now into his second appearance here at Bell's. Had one wild card shot before. Ended up losing a close decision to Josh Kerr back in the second round way back when. Talk about heroics pots last season, saving his spot on tour from a final in Portugal to a quarterfinal at the Pipe Masters.
Yeah, you know, you find that a lot of these guys, when their back's against the wall, that's when they produce their best surfing.
Back to the wall, winky pop for Duru. He's got the lip to hit. Clean little redirect off the top to get on the board. When everyone's focused on a title race, he was able to put himself back on tour. We'll continue with live action with Willcox, keeping this exchange alive. Blowtail on the inside corner, and he ends up going down. Comes to competing, really fired up, and he's had a couple of laps around the world now, and definitely finding his feet. He's got one of the most powerful acts on tour, and amazing above the lip. Springing down the line is Duru. Third start at Bell's. Hacks it on the open face. He's got a lot of whitewater to float. Gets it there. Flowing down the line beautifully. And catches up to the end section for a finishing move. Really quick in transition, especially through the big foam that he had to really project off of pots. That board looks great under his feet.
So a lot of guys might be riding a little bit more foam in these kind of conditions.
Yeah, exactly. Getting some glide. As we look at Wilson hitting it off the lip, wrapping turn in transition. End section approaching, fin drift to reverse. And Wilson is turning up a lot of energy in their first few minutes. Already has a 6.5.
Something about Bell's and him that was just a perfect match.
So many great memories as we reflect back on this event. A couple of big backhand hooks for J.Willcox. Aggressive vertical foam climb. He's looking really excited for this heat. 393.217 are his top two at the moment. Every time I just read his name, I can't stop thinking of big left-hand barrels. But I love how spicy he looked on this ride. Potts, what'd you like about this one?
Just beautiful vertical turn. I like the way he's got nice and low. Nice and compressed off the bottom, and then springs into stab. Nice big vertical turns. I think it's going to be his best wave.
Actually, one of my first surfboards was a hand-me-down from Willsy. He used to compete against my brother Ed, and you know, I was just being, you know, typical young kid, being real nice, and yeah, I went to say good luck to him. He just brushed me.
And it's a moment you never forgot as we look at Willcox trying to make the most of that whitewater section. Not much on that there, but his wave previous got him into second spot. 6.77. Afternoon over at Winky Pop is J.Duru from Hossegor, France. Lights up the sections off the lip on his backhand to flow down the line. Pushing for some board speed for the last whip off the top before he gets into a ton of whitewater, and he's out of there.
He's a friend sometimes. He's Joanne.
A couple of nice backhand hooks. Nice flow down the line. The goofy footers have been hard to beat here today. It's just, do you reckon it's just because of that vertical snap that they've got?
Top two member move on to round 3, which is also the round of 32. As Julian Wilson now attempts his third wave of the matchup. Big snap to slide. Clean arc off the top. The former Pipe Master drills the finish. Solid execution there for Julian. Back to this last effort. Mick, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, that first turn looked really crisp. And that board, it looks like it's just on top of the water, just enough. It looks like from the boards that he was riding on the Gold Coast to here, it looks like he might have gone up in a little bit of volume. But yeah, this first turn, like that, the fin drift there, that was super spicy. And yeah, I'm really liking the way he's looking on that board. It looks connected to his feet, and it's given him some energy back.
I mean, he's a big, strong kid as well, right? I mean, foam, a little bit of foam's not going to hurt him at all. And to be able to explain yourself in another language, that's a difficult thing to do.
He was a lot of heart, a lot of passion for Medina last night. More focused than ever. J.Willcox coming out of the trials. Second appearance as a wild card this event. Backhand wrap. He's got a bowling inside track. There's the vertical.
Kind of Ryan Callanan-ish, isn't he? He's real sort of lanky yet powerful and really snappy.
Finish on the inside, throwing it straight up. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, the board he's riding too looks incredible. It looks like a new one maybe. But yeah, he's got a very unique style where he can move in such a small radius.
Yeah.
But then he can open up like that with his big frame. He's sort of almost a mix between Ryan and Owen.
Owen, yeah.
Going back to this maneuver.
Yeah, there's that point of difference you're talking about with the backhand. You get that board nice and vertical. The judges are loving it. Jadson Andre kicked off the day with a win just by doing a couple of those on the way. So goofy footers are hard to beat here today.
Yeah, doing really well. Jadson was inspiring in the first heat this afternoon. More waves on the way. Wilson has a ton of momentum. There's that rip off the lip. Smooth transition. Tough one to work with in the whitewater. Changing gears for the hack on the finish. Saved that wave well. Wilson had to deal with some awkward sections.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, even from the get-go, you know, you heard Jadson talk about it. 5.83 to kick off his heat was a really good start for him. So anything in that 6 to 7 point range, you're looking like moving through. So Julian needs to crank it up. He knows that to get that better than a 6.27. He might have just got, I think that last turn was pretty nice. Nice connection with the lip there. Cut that maneuver short because he needed to finish off. A little bit stuck on that turn. And then the wave didn't cooperate right till the end here. Jams it out there. Beautiful body position. Comes out nice and clean. So a good wave there for Julian.
Solid effort for J.Wilson. He's special now. He's gone on to being the CEO of Surfing Victoria. And he's so fun to talk to about everything to do with surfing all around the world. Here comes J.Wilson up and out. Meanwhile, we've had a lead change. So a tough one to get in those top two spots, but more waves on the way here. J.Willcox is going to check this one out. Will use his priority. Surfer from WA snaps it quickly there. Clean carve with precision for J.Willcox. Snaps it again right on the money and carves it through. Beautiful flow to this end section. Fins out the back on that last maneuver. Just ran out of water. He probably had about 8 more turns left in him. He doesn't look like he's slowing down whatsoever, Potts.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's just that board is just giving him such good carry through those turns. And yeah, he's definitely in there now. He's there's no rubbish in between. There's no hopping, or it's really good flow surfing, which is what you really appreciate down here at Bells.
Even just the stature. I mean, this kid made an impact on the title race at Super Tubos a couple times, but he still felt like he was just in this big spotlight. Now he feels like he belongs, Potts, as we see this angle. Yeah,
well, you can tell by the way he's competing. You know, it's we always knew he's got the talent. You know, and now he's filled up, and he's, like you said, he's a big, strong kid now, and he's looking super sharp. You know, and then you've got to get that mental game down. I think he's been doing a lot of hard work with that as well. It's not all about being a good server. Everyone's got the ability to win heats. It's between the ears that really makes a difference, and I think he's done a lot of hard work on that as well.
Building confidence, getting a lot of support from WA surfers like Dave McCauley, former runner, number 3 in the world a couple times in his career, backing this guy. Anytime you're a wild, and he's got the benefit of having some experience in the past. With that wild card opportunity, lay back to recover for J.Wilson. He's got a little low road opportunity that's building. There's that tail high reverse. Wilson's putting together a pretty spicy heat here, Mick.
He's confident, but he's also fired up. He's not just cruising as he has done in the past.
Potts, every wave has been completely different from J.Wilson in this heat today.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do. You know, the judges are asking that. You know, they send out a text every morning. This is what we're going to be looking for, and I think variety is a key factor, especially in conditions like this. You can show the judges something different every time. I think you're going to get good scores. Top 2 make it through at the moment in second spot. I'm not sure whether this is going to be enough to get him up there. Needs a 7.24. But have a look at that. Great control. Threw a lot of power into that as well.
Thanks for saving me on stage. I just was sitting there looking at the crowd in disbelief. It was just such a surreal feeling. I think not just for yourself, but for all of people in surfing, just to see this community come together.
Ock's been surfing a lot. He's fit. He's he's re-energized. I think that's, and I don't know what Tom's going to ride. Is he going to ride one of those boards or what? I hope not.
Well, that's always the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you know, what is he going to do? But I'm calling Ock surf for sure.
Popping bells. 14 seconds to go. Willcox trying to shut this one down as a wild card, and he's looking loose. That'll give room for Duru, but he doesn't have room for maneuvers. He'll be taking that one into the beach. Willcox, exciting surfing from the wild card. Wilson in second, and looks like Duru is going to have to deal with that elimination round. Mick Fanning, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.